I don't know how to say it, so I'm just gonna say it, yeah. Fear you don't own me, there ain't no room in this story, and I ain't got time for you telling me what I'm not, like you know me. Well, guess what? I know who I am, I know I'm strong, and I am free, got my own identity, so fear you will never be welcome here. Take a minute, let it settle in. You probably never saw it coming. Something's gotta give, so I give up you. Oh, there's no room for you here, yeah, I've had enough. The no vacancy sign on my heart is lit up. In case you didn't hear it, here it is again. Oh, fear you don't own me, there ain't no room in this story, and I ain't got time for you telling me what I'm not, like you know me. Well, guess what? I know who I am, I know I'm strong, and I am free, got my own identity, so fear you will never be welcome here. Is there anybody out there just like me? Anybody out there? Anybody needing fear to leave? Oh, yeah. If you don't know how to say it, sing along with me. Sing fear you don't own me, there ain't no room in this story, and I ain't got time for you telling me what I'm not, like you know me. Well, guess what? I know who I am, I know I'm strong, brave, and I am free, got my own identity, so fear you will never be welcome here. Whoa. Goodbye, goodbye, fear. Whoa. You will never be welcome here.
What's going on in the news today?
The final sprint into one of the most fiercest and most consequential midterm elections in memory.
The president making his final push with his greatest hits of attacks.
We overcame the Democrat smear campaign and confirmed the newest member of the United States Supreme Court, Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
The alleged shooter, 40-year-old Scott Beerley. Police say he walked into a hot yoga studio with a duffel bag, pulled out a gun, and just started shooting.
The major mayor and married father of 7 killed in an apparent insider attack in Afghanistan. Army National Guard Major Brent Taylor.
Severe weather threat building from Louisiana through Kentucky, following these drenching rains in New England, flooded roads outside of Boston.
Kenyan Mary Keitany dominated at the New York City Marathon, topping her closest competitor by more than 3 minutes.
Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen biopic starring Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury, took the #1 spot in its debut weekend with a $50 million haul.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Guess who's here, y'all?
Oh,
What?
it's the morning invasion. Steve-O Brodus hanging
Your
out.
favorite substitute speaker. The JoJo.
Oh, my bro. Welcome to the show.
Dude, thanks, man.
I'm glad
here.
to have you. Oh.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm here.
I know. It's like it's like your day off.
I
You're
know.
And here you are working.
And I'm flying solo. I'm like Mr. Mom, right? Like my wife's been out of town in Florida since Thursday and doesn't come back till tomorrow. And so I was talking to her on the phone yesterday. I was like, I may have undervalued your contribution to the family. So like all this stuff that's like, oh yeah, I'll be able to do this and do this and do that. It's, oh my gosh. I am like literally a human taxi service for two teenagers. And yeah, I'm not able to get anything done. So I'm glad I took some time. And then she doesn't call. She like FaceTimes, right? And so you know right off the bat, first of all, you should always text or call someone before you try to FaceTime them, right? Because if someone's just coming up with a FaceTime, you're like, oh, wait a second, where am I? What does it look like around me? Things like that. And so, but she rolls up, and all I see are beautiful beaches every day. She's like over like near.
Yeah, what is she doing out there?
So her half sister Lauren and her new little nephew moved out there. Her husband is like with the military, works on like bombs and stuff. You know, yeah, dude's all hardcore. And so got transferred out there from Phoenix area, and so they're out there. And so her and Lauren's aunt, or sister, scored like a couple like little standby tickets, and they just flew out to go visit. Yeah, so my wife's like, my wife never gets to go hardly anywhere tropical, right? Where I'm like, hey, we're going on a cruise, like in my touring days. We're going on a cruise in Alaska, right? Like she's never got to see.
Yeah.
So for her to be on the beaches of Florida, she's hitting the beaches of Florida. Of course, there's probably all kinds of suave, like Angel Gabriel looking dudes cruising.
Angel Gabriel.
Well, I imagine you'd be like, if you saw an angel, you'd be like, wow, he must work out. And so, so like all cruising the beach,
Yeah.
At first, I called it the Cuban Missile Crisis of 2018, but I decided that didn't make any sense. So I'm not calling it that anymore. But man, every time I called her, it was like some stinking best of Instagram like video, like all this. Like one time she called, and it was like all gray clouds over the ocean. It looked cold, like some England scene, but she's like, no, it's not cold, but it looked amazing.
Of course.
The next day, it's all like rainbow colored sunsets and stuff like that. And I'm just like, wait, Julian has a basketball game today? What time is that? And so, so even just coming here, you called me. You're like, hey, Dex can't make it in. Can you come in tomorrow? I'm like, heck yeah. And then I get off the phone and I'm like, oh, wait, I'm a father. I have children that have to be at schools. So lucky I have one that can walk there. And then the other one, I have to call someone who lives on the west side, but takes their kid up to my kid's school. And I'm like, hey, I know I'm like 2 blocks away.
Right.
And you drive like whatever, but could you pick my kid up? So anyway, yeah, it's been beautiful. It's been amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, thanks,
I'm glad
man.
you made
I brought you a little gift because remember how I owed you some money because I bet you that you would never name your kid Brody.
Are you really making good on this?
Yeah,
He's
watch
turning
this.
6 in November. So for those that don't realize,
we made a
years back.
We made a $20 bet. And I was like,
yeah, right. Because I said, dude, I'm naming my kid Brody
your wife
Parker.
Will never go for Brody.
Yeah, ever.
And so, so I have to scratch this price tag off of it because it definitely covers the $20, but it may appear anyway. Look what I got you.
Where did you find this?
At Little Bear.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I know. They obviously didn't know how much it cost because I got it for a good deal.
Clearly. Dude, okay,
and it's the re-release, so it's got 2 extra songs on it.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, so
I listened to
got you
the
May Destination B-sides vinyl.
Have you heard their new EP? They just dropped a new EP.
You know, I did hear some of it because I listened to that Labeled podcast, and they played some of it on there.
Dude, Skyline Drive 3.0 is still one of my favorites, and of course Suspension.
I'm kind of a fan of 2.7, but 3.0 is really good. They made some good changes. Optimized workflows.
Brodus, thank you for finally making good on this.
I know, right?
Years later.
I owed you on that bet.
He's turning 6 in like 2 weeks.
You know what? The point is that, you did really good.
I say in like literally 2 weeks from today, he's turning 6.
I literally was like, yeah, right. No one's going to name their kid Brody. And
then it happened.
And then it happened. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, first off, I mean, yeah, I was like, I'm excited that Steve-O and Chrissy had a child and brought him into this world, and it's a miracle of the Lord.
Yeah, sure.
But really, I was like, oh, I owe Steve $20. And what's great is that child has proved to be worth so much more than that.
Oh my gosh, so much. He's amazing.
But
amazing.
I needed to make good on that bet. So
I also
there
brought
it
you
is.
back all your audio gear from New York that I took out there that I didn't use.
Dude, you could have literally interviewed like the dude that works in the pizza shop and had an interesting interview because we're in New Mexico.
I know.
So you'd be like, yeah, I'm from New York. And, people be like, oh my God, is he like from like St. Louis or something?
I know.
And you could have any accent and it'd be like, well, you have an international crowd out there.
I was so scared of it. I was just scared of it. It's New York. I didn't want to get mugged.
Whatever,
it happens.
It happens. Really?
I mean,
it does. Have you gotten mugged out there?
I've never been mugged out there. I go every year.
So
yeah.
Do you carry a taser?
I don't.
Because you'd have been all, you want to ride the lightning? And like scare them away.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't carry a taser either,
dude. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're
I just
here.
play my morning alarm clock.
Yeah.
I'm like, you want to hit snooze on this?
I don't even know what that means.
It's like, you can be bummed. You ain't going to be able to try to mug me again in like 9 minutes.
Gosh. We're here. We're hanging. You mentioned Heidi being away, and coming up, we got to talk about this. Have you guys?
It's a rough scene.
It's November 5th.
Yeah.
Have you started putting up your Christmas decorations?
No, not at all.
Right. I've got a study coming back because over the weekend, Chrissy decided it was time to start putting up Christmas decorations.
Everyone's just skipping Thanksgiving.
The beginning of November.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We got a big show today, actually.
We usually do that like either Black Friday or why is it got to be Black Thursday?
I got 4 things to do with your leftover Halloween candy because I'm sure you all have a bunch. You mentioned the fact that you're like playing taxi service to everybody right now.
Yeah.
We got to talk a little bit about the fact that we have children who are of age to get like a learner's permit.
Yeah.
Driving is happening for our family.
Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about. Also, a boa constrictor.
Oh, dude, like that crashed through the ceiling?
A little worse.
Like pythons?
So, and I got a story about a donut shop this morning that's going to make you cry, not just because I'm hungry. It's good. It's good, my bro.
Wow.
Stay with us.
These are heavy topics.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Steve-O Barotis hanging with you. It's the Morning Invasion. Star 88.
Pastor Jack Graham and a Star 88 Supernova.
One of the first things we have to do when we're dealing with giants in our lives is to identify the giant and confront the giant. Maybe you need to write down the giant, the name of the giant that you're dealing with in your journal. In your quiet time, reflect upon that which is overwhelming you at times. This big problem that you face, or this gigantic pressure, or this unbelievable challenge to your faith. What is the giant? Name it. Identify that giant, and then determine in the power of God to defeat that giant. Now, if you determine to have a heart for God and to defeat the giants in your life, some are going to laugh and to mock. That's what happened to David. His own family, his own brothers questioned his motives.
Catch Pastor Jack Graham, PowerPoint, broadcast weekdays at 10:30 a.m. on our sister station, KNKT.
For so long I carried the weight of my past, crippled by burdens like stones on my back. I thought I had fallen too far from your grace, but you came and showed me the way. When I was lost, so searching, you were the ground beneath my feet. When I was a blind man begging, you were the eyes so I could see. When the smoke was rising up, you were the air that I could breathe. You gave me hope, you gave me something to believe. Now I'm alive and born again, You're my fighter. You make me a survivor. You're my God. You're my fighter. You make me now I'm alive and born again, rescued from the grip of sin. God, your love came crashing in and pulled me out of the fire. I'm a survivor.
Zach Williams, Survivor, right here on Star 88. Sing along to every song.
Dex and Steve-O, your local morning show on Star 88.
Find yourself kind of...
Whoops! Still trying to figure out this whole extra time thing. Missed it. Morning Invasion.
What's up?
Steve-O and JoJo, a.k.a. Brodus, a.k.a. Joey, a.k.a. Jose, a.k.a. Baby Girl.
AKA, AKA, the J.O. triple dub.
Oh, man, I'm so glad you're here, my bro. It's a Monday, dude.
It just worked out coincidental because I was actually off today.
Yeah, which is crazy.
But like I said, my lady's been out of town, which doesn't usually happen.
Yeah.
So I've been like Mr. Mom style.
Which,
But
by the way,
it's not as bad as when she was out of town, like, and took the kids.
Yeah.
And I was by myself, and I was thinking, oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be like bro time, and that's like fun for a day.
Yeah.
And then the next day you're like, and then yeah, you just like slip into this total state of lawlessness, and your house is trashed.
Yeah.
And then it's like the 20 minutes before you have to go pick her up. It's like all. You turn into like a human giant army of Roombas.
Oh, I know this. I know this well. By the way, before we get any further, we got to thank one of our sponsors this morning. Shout out to Election Day.
Election Day is tomorrow. That means only one more day. You can do it. One more day of unrelenting, non-stop, soul-sucking, stick a pencil in my eye if I have to see another negative campaign ad. Just one more day and it will all come to an end. That is, until Wednesday when they start up with the 2020 presidential campaign.
That's true.
Democracy. Are we having fun yet?
Have you voted, Joey?
I usually wait till the day.
See, I do too.
You don't need to do this early voting. If you ask me, that's like the official way to not get counted.
See, I got so much flack yesterday.
All the military guys, remember with that presidential election where like everyone in the military deployed overseas, they all voted early.
Yeah.
Somehow those didn't count,
No,
like in the recount.
yeah.
And so, no, I'm voting day of, bro, because who knows what they do with those early ones.
Yeah.
It's not even going into, like, I trust the computer more than I trust, like, mailing in something.
I got so much flack because I haven't voted yet, and we were hanging out with some people yesterday, and Chrissy included, everybody early voted. But I mean...
It's like vote now, vote early. Yeah, so that someone can take my envelope and throw it in the trash.
Yeah, what's terrifying is, I guess... Everybody I was talking to yesterday, they went in to vote, and it was like name and address. That's it. No ID, no nothing.
Were they doing it on a machine, or were they mailing it in?
No, you could go in early. Early voting ended. Yeah.
Okay.
So you could do it early, but you literally just walk in. I could have walked in and said, yeah, Joey Belleville, and given your address.
Oh, right.
And I could have voted as you. They don't check IDs.
And then what do they do with that machine after? For all I know, they're like setting it in the either San Diego Casino or the indoor
machine
Mercado.
Red or blue?
Yeah. For all I know, like the next thing they're all okay. Turn it back in casino mode. Ding, 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 ding. You know, and so I don't know. I do it on the day.
Yeah, me too. Are you gonna go this year for reals? For
Yeah,
realsies?
yeah. I always vote.
I
I
know,
vote
me
every year.
too. I just got a hard time yesterday, so I had to make sure. I mean,
Because you
it's-
didn't
it's
vote
election-
early?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
I know.
Who was giving you a hard time about that? I thought Mars
my
Hill wasn't
wife?
around anymore. You're not a good enough Christian.
Dude, oh, there
Sorry,
she is.
too soon?
Our girl Britt
Yeah, okay.
on Facebook Live. She was giving me a hard time yesterday. Her husband Seth, they all went out and early voted. So I don't know.
That doesn't make the voting like count twice.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I mean, as long as you're gonna vote, like I vote on voting day, like has been done forever. Like I've never showed up like voting closes at 8, and I've never been like, oh my gosh, 8:01. Like I've always like made it in time.
Right.
So I've never like had this like thing, this impetus to be like, I better vote early because you know what happened last time. Like it's not like that. Like I go and vote on the voting day with everyone else.
Samesies.
Yeah.
Samesies.
No big deal.
Because usually there's like donuts and
like if you know you're going to be like out of town or traveling or it's going to get weird, man, you should early vote.
Carl says absentee versus early voting. Absentee ballot was the one that you mailed in. Early voting was
That's
on
the one
computer.
I don't trust for nothing.
See, he said they checked IDs. Lies. I had multiple friends who went and early voted here in New Mexico. They gave their name. They gave their street address. They did not check their ID.
Yeah, well, because, dude,
welcome to New Mexico.
Nobody's motivated like that. It's all like volunteers, and they're all like in between waiting for people to walk up. They're like watching Cocoon or whatever, right? And so I'm just like, what is going on here? Like, you need to be like enforcing like IDs, like citizens.
Yeah.
And so anyway, whatever.
Yeah. So
it's usually a little bit more hardcore on the day.
Yeah.
So I go and I stand in line and do it on the day.
See, that's me too.
And then I sit inside my little cubicle, and then I look up at other people. I'm like, hey, what'd you guys put for 7? But that doesn't usually go over very well. So, and then I write in my own proposition. I'm like, we need more ergonomic voting keyboards, like ones that are like under the desk, so that way you don't have to turn your wrist over, and it's just like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that didn't go over either. I've wrote in a proposition for like some homeless like initiatives to help feed them, like the Monday Night Bum Rush. That didn't go over. I don't know, maybe I didn't word it right, whatever. So I'm just trying to do my part, man. But you know, I try to add a little extra in there, a little bonus.
I love you.
Yeah, thanks.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Speaking of voting, I want to vote on something right now. Prop 1225.
Oh man, I don't even know what that is.
That's the proposition that says no Christmas decorations before the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, shut up. Is there really like a proposition about this?
Dude, I'm being...
Oh, I was like, wow. Man, we have declined as a society. I could see
yes,
that.
Joey, Proposition 1225.
Hey, man, well, Arizona was able to say, hey, daylight savings, we're not dealing with that.
True.
And then
Touché.
someone else was able to say,
Touché.
hey, forget Pluto. So I'm not surprised at things anymore. Like, that's possible.
Man.
So, yeah, no, it seems a little bit early, dude. It seems like you could burn out the Christmas tradition.
Well, here's the thing. According to psychology, if you're one of those families who had a tree decorated in Christmas Village out the day after Halloween, you're in luck.
Why?
According to experts, decorating for Christmas early actually makes you happier than those who waited till after Thanksgiving.
Dude, you know what? I'm going to say that this is totally geographical and regional because because Thanksgiving is like all hip and cool on the East Coast, right?
Okay.
Not where there's folks where there's Native Americans. So, you know, like I don't like cruise over to one of the casinos and they're like, "Oh, hey guys, so glad this all worked out." Like there's no like so, like, here I could maybe get it to, like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Why don't you just skip on over to your next one?
Christmas.
Why don't you skip on over to your next one?
You know that jolly
because
white guy?
we're not having, like, your welcome day, you know? So, why don't you just skip on over to that? Yeah. So, I get it a little bit around here, you know? It's, you know, it's weird because I grew up with Thanksgiving all hardcore, but I'm like, but I'm not sitting around here in New Mexico, man. Sure, isn't it just so great how the Pilgrims worked everything out with the Native American community because, like, everyone won? No. You know, and so, and not that I'm like an America hater. It's just how it passed out. But I mean, to like literally throw this party about it.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Just seems weird. But that's because I'm here now, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah.
it. You know, when you're not around it, you don't feel the compulsion to be maybe sensitive to the other cultures and ethnicities around you.
I hear everything you're saying.
But
Everything you're saying. No, I'm just.
But I do like when you put red chili sauce mixed in with the gravy on turkey.
Gosh, I love Thanksgiving so much.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to skip it. This weekend,
I think you like the tradition of the family getting together and having dinner.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't sit there and think, man, dude, just the Pilgrims.
This holiday got gypped.
Yeah, just the Pilgrims and how they worked everything out with
right.
Chief. It's all going to be okay or whatever, you know, like that didn't work. That's not how it went down, dude.
It's
you know,
not.
And so
it's really
so yeah,
not.
and so I'm just like, I just kind of feel like this is like a really like not great. Yeah. But that's me, you know, whatever.
Yeah, dude, I'll tell you what. Rodney chimed in on YouTube and said, I don't like the early Christmas decorating. I hate to sound weird, but I imagine Thanksgiving to be like the middle child and skipping it is rude. Maybe it's because I'm the middle child and my birthdays were meh.
It could be.
Chrissy pulled out the tree. She pulled out, okay. She says she pulled out a tree. She didn't pull out the main tree, but she's got so many different trees.
Little Hobby Lobby, like, closeouts.
The little, like, Charlie Brown tree is out. We put the Rancor on top yesterday. It's a Christmas tradition.
Yeah,
but
that
I'm
is
going,
a little weird. Yeah,
I'm going, it's November 4th.
Yeah, no, that's a little weird.
We're putting the tree out.
Yeah.
We put out like the little reindeer and these like I don't know. She started putting decorations out yesterday. It's way early.
You can wait a second because you still have like I still drive by and see people with Halloween decorations on their stuff.
Yeah. Kudos to them for being lazy.
But I mean, I don't know, man. It's just first off, if you skip Thanksgiving, here's the con is that you should not skip Thanksgiving because that's the one time where you learn to exercise in grace around that one relative who kind of smells weird and says weird things.
Yeah, drunkle. That's what I have one of those. Had.
So, oh my gosh. So, you know what I'm saying, though? It's like,
I do.
It's like the one time where, like, you remind yourself that, okay, wait, it's family. We need to be cool because chances are there's something lame about you.
Yeah.
And it's really good for, like, you know, for that to happen.
Well, according to psychoanalyst Steve McCown from Unilad, he said in a world full of stress and anxiety, people like to associate to things that make them happy, and Christmas decorations evoke those strong feelings of your childhood. And so decorations are an anchor or a pathway to old childhood magical emotions of excitement. So putting up the Christmas decorations early extends the excitement. So put them up early.
Dude, it just burns it out for me, though. Like,
I
to
agree.
me, like, Christmas doesn't make sense any place outside of December.
Yeah. No, I'm
right?
Dude, I'm with you.
But pumpkins don't do anything for me.
Yeah.
So when I cruise in, it's like even the cereals, like all the cereals, like pumpkin, pumpkin. You know, you go and you go to the meat section and like pumpkin steaks, pumpkin seasoned steaks.
Yeah.
I'm like, get off the pumpkin.
Yeah,
It's like
I agree.
I am down for like, you know, some pecan pie or whatever, but pumpkin does not do it for me.
Wait, you don't like pumpkin pie?
Yeah, okay, I
We
like
don't even
pumpkin
have
pie.
time to
I
get
don't
into
love
this.
pumpkin pie.
Oh,
It's not
I love
worth
pumpkin pie.
sticking it in
with the
everything.
big old scoop of Cool Whip.
Yeah, I like pecan pie. Pecan pie is way better than pumpkin pie.
Why do you have to choose?
Why
What's
do you
up,
gotta put
Highlander?
pumpkin in the coffee?
I know,
and
I'm
the
not
tea?
saying that. I'm
It's like the
literally
green
saying pie.
chili of the country.
I
at
hear
that
you.
time,
I
it's
hear you.
enough. I'm done with it.
I love pecan and pumpkin. Like, I'll take both and like smash them on top of each other.
Oh,
It's
brother.
the pie, bro. It's the pie.
Yeah, you like
I
pie.
love pie.
You
I
like
love
pie. It doesn't have to be pumpkin.
That's true.
Pumpkin spice.
We got to take a quick break. Coming back, 8 o'clock hour. I got one teacher had a Halloween experiment trying to get festive with the children. Didn't plan super well and may have set fire to, I don't know, everything. We'll talk a little bit about that.
Bunsen burners.
And speaking of Halloween, I got some weird things to do with your leftover Halloween candy because you're tired of your child bouncing off the walls. We need to get rid of it. I got the saving grace for you there.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you know, I'm just trying. It's a festive Monday, guys. Steve-O and Brodus hanging
right.
with you. It's Morning Invasion. Stay with us.
Find yourself kind of bored with your life and tired of going through the motions? Well, James McDonald thinks you're missing out. So listen up.
This is not something that people love to hear, but I will say this. Whether your father is living or gone to eternity, your father matters to you a lot. And whether you talk to your father every day or don't talk to him hardly ever or at all, your father matters to you a lot. Our goal is to proclaim how God the Father fills the void of human father failure and heals the hurt of every human father wound.
Listen Up is a production of Walk in the Word, a ministry that's all about igniting passion in the people of God through the proclamation of truth. For Bible study resources and more, go to jamesmcdonald.com.
If I told you my story, you would hear hope that wouldn't let go. And if I told you my story, you would hear love that never gave up. And if I told you my story, you would hear life, but it wasn't mine. If I should speak, then let it be of the grace that is greater than all my sin, of when justice was served and when mercy my song, praising my Savior all the day long.
This is Star 88 at 88.3 FM, KLYT, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and online at star88.fm.
Lately I've been reeling, watching the nightly news. Don't seem to find the rhythm, just wanna sing the blues. Feels like a song that never stops. Feels like it's never gonna.
Gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. So when somebody please pass the megaphone, I'll shout it on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice. Let me testify. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. Choose. Let it move, let it move, let it move. Yeah, I choose. Let it move you, let it move, let it move. Yeah, back when I was younger, my eyes were full of life. But now that I am older, I live at the speed of light. Feels like the cycle never stops. Feels like it's never gonna. Gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. So when somebody please pass the megaphone, I'll shout it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice. Let me testify. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. 'Cause this is do or die. The time has come to make a choice, and I choose. Let it move, let it move, let it move. Yeah, I choose. Let it move you, let it move, let it move. Though I walk through the valley in the shadow of night, oh, with you by my side, I'm stepping into the light. I choose. Let it move you, let it move, let it move. I need that joy down in my heart to stay. I need that joy down in my heart to stay. Joy down in my heart to stay.
Friggin' country, I can't even speak. The song is Joy, and Star 88. Sing along to every song.
It's the Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
We all crave unconditional love, and
well, that's not supposed to happen. Why, Joey? Do you see this thing right here? It says that it's going to play a song, and it's not playing a song. Oh, here, let me turn your mic on. This is a disaster. Oh, there it is. Look at that. There it is. Imagine that.
I don't know.
I know.
Maybe it's because you're running like Windows 98 Service Pack 2.
Welcome to the Morning Invasion. The driver of the bus is not here. His name is Dex. You know, sometimes they have to put drivers on leave because of weird situations.
So I'm in here with Darth Vader over here, like using the dark side of the Force, trying to make the radio sounds work.
Gosh.
Like, I don't understand how you guys are like I get, okay, well, first off, let me just disclaimer this.
Yes, disclaimer.
I get it that people listen through YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this whole, like, being able to see us and stuff, like you got, like, 2 different cameras and streams, and then you got, like, the thing with the Facebook, and then we got the text
That
messages.
thing.
Like, it literally is a sensory onslaught.
Yeah.
And so if people are like, hey, you didn't write me back, there's a reason. Because he's trying to be on the radio. Like, the radio is not supposed to have all this stuff. And this is nuts, dude.
Oh,
this is crazy. But so here's what's funny is you'll remember this.
Okay.
Here's why I wish, so even though I don't like all this, you know, like all this video stuff, you know,
yeah.
I'm not hating the watchers. I'm just saying, like, all this extra tech about radio.
You can't hate on the watchers. Those
I
big
don't.
bald dudes.
Yeah. But here's why I would have appreciated it back in my day. Do you remember when I was on the morning show with Jenna, Joey and Jenna in the mornings when it was M88?
Yeah.
And for my birthday, she decided to hire a clown.
Oh my gosh.
A clown
I totally
to come.
remember this.
She hired this clown to come into the radio to give me a surprise birthday. Well, the clown lady was like, "Oh, this is like a radio gig. I don't need to dress up." So I had this lady show up in like mom jeans and whatever, like looked like a substitute teacher. And she's like, "Hey, crazy." Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, "Who are you?" Like, because they don't look like a clown.
Yeah.
Like, it was scarier.
Like, she was creepy.
It was scarier than if it would have had a clown. She didn't even have the nose. And I'm like, and she's like trying to like, "Hey, you know, like, look at your head now," and trying to like do all this stuff, you know, like while we're on the air.
Yeah.
And I'm staring at her like, "Lady, your name is Janice," or something like that. You know, I'm like, "You're not a clown." Like this, she was like Twinkles or something like that. And I'm like, it was so sketchy, dude. It was so weird. It was like going to your friend's house and their mom's like, "Hey, I got some tricks." And I'm like, "No." You know, and so it was so awkward and nobody could see
So
it.
creepy.
So I guess on an audio level, it sounded like a clown.
Yeah.
But she didn't take into the fact that like her audience, her client was me. Like it was my birthday and I was needing to be clownified. So now I'm even scareder of clowns.
Scareder.
Right? Because it makes no sense to me. But anyway, that happened on the air. And if there had been the YouTube stuff here or the streaming, that probably wouldn't have happened because that was more traumatic than stinking, you know, It Clown or whatever showing up and bringing me like, you know, a Jesus, like some testaments or whatever. But dude, yeah, it was just this lady. It was just this lady who was like hitting me with like plastic flowers and stuff and like honk honk and like twisting up some balloons and stuff.
I feel terrible because I don't think there's ever been a time in my life that I've ever thought, man, I want to buy my friend a clown. Like, do you know what I mean?
This was before there was like the super clown stigma, you know?
But I mean, we always get each other something,
there.
and we've never really gone
no, I wouldn't.
Weird.
I would never
Like,
get you. There is something
I
weird
got you
about
like
clowns.
a singing dude that comes and
Do you think
is gonna
like
serenade
and so
you
not
at
even
work.
like the newer movies, but maybe even the book? Like when did clowns become like scary? Like there was like
Poltergeist, 1984.
oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe.
So it's
I don't
been
know.
since
I don't
the
even know.
80s
I just
that
just made
clowns
that
got
date
kind of
up. Let me see.
a bad rap.
Yeah.
You know, safely to say it in the 80s because some people are like, "Oh my dude, someone just messaged that clown is my ex-girlfriend's mom." Well, you know what? I'm glad you guys broke up because she was not doing her job well. That's all I can say.
Poltergeist was 1982, by the way. So I wasn't far off.
Yeah.
Dude,
So-
that is hilarious.
Yeah, dude. So on the radio,
Somebody else said, dude, we hired Twinkles the Clown.
I don't know if it was Twinkles. I'm not going to say that. I'm just saying that she hired a clown, and the clown was like, "Oh, it's on the radio," and she just figured she didn't need to dress up, even though I was the guy who was supposed to be clowned. And so when this lady,
So she was using like the sound effects and clown voice?
yeah, but literally no makeup, nothing. Like she came in with like the
Just like a
elastic
normal
mom
lady.
jeans, like the ones with the
Yeah,
elastic.
yeah.
And then she had like, you know, she just looks like, okay, after this, I'm going to Bunko. You know, it like is what it looked like. And so I was just like, what is happening? And she's like all, like messing with me and pulling stuff out of my ears and stuff. And I'm just like, dude, what the heaven is going on here? Because this is messed up. It was messed up. So basically she seemed like the average like churchgoer who works like the flyer thing that you when you pick up tracks on the way out.
That's incredible.
She was from the greeting ministry, the welcome ministry.
This makes me
one of the
happier than
ushers.
anything I've heard so far. So.
But anyway, be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
Just because you're going on the radio, it's like you got to own it.
Yeah.
Right? So if this was here is what I'm saying. If this streaming stuff
It'd
was
be
here,
really weird.
I'm actually grateful. Like I would have got a real clown.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that's a whole different level of trauma potentially that could have led to therapy, but this felt like the substitute teacher crossed boundaries. Is what it felt like.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
did
it
she
was
get a
really
discount? Did Jenna get a discount for her
Oh,
not
good
showing
question.
it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe Jenna couldn't spring for the whole like costume and makeup.
Maybe.
Because it was like
Maybe.
you guys were just co-hosts.
Well,
so-
kind of like when we had the editor, my friend Tasha Books, who just has like one arm.
Yes.
And we'd be like, hey, can we get half off on this like a manicure and stuff? I'm like, you can ask for this, Tasha. It's no big deal. Because they think that Tasha doesn't know.
Right.
Right? They're like, don't look at her. She doesn't know. And so we would laugh. That was like our joke thing. So anytime we even went to the restaurant, I'm like, hey, no bread, please, because of the arm. And they would just look and be like, oh, yeah, okay. And then Tasha would be laughing. And so
You were the worst.
What?
I will never forget working here at that time period because I always felt so uncomfortable.
No.
Because these two, they would make it
This
a
was
point.
the
Our friend
best-
Tasha, really. She had
This was the best
one
thing that
arm.
happened in her life. She wrote a chapter about me in her book. She
Yeah.
wrote a book. And so Tasha has one arm. But like everyone would, and she was the editor, so she had some special mode on the keyboard where she could like fly around with one
It
hand.
was
just
incredible.
Like,
Yeah.
And so, but people on the side, like nobody would ever acknowledge it or look at it, right? They just act like it's not there, as if. And the whole vibe is like, she doesn't know,
right?
Don't point it out. And so, so they're like, isn't it crazy? Isn't it just a blessing that she is an editor? Like, considering, her situation. And so I couldn't take it anymore. I was in the office across from her over here, and it was like the second day. And I'm like, hey, Tasha, I can't. What's up with the arm? And she goes, oh, it's still here. And she pulls up her shirt, and she's got this little like nubby thing that was like her little short arm. And so she's like, yeah, everyone's like, I said, oh man, that must be so nuts, So I was like, I bet you like, you can't even make a joke or say something about the arm, and then nobody will laugh because they got to look at you first to see
Right.
if you're laughing. I said, watch this. So then Steve-O comes and
No joke!
She loved it. So Steve-O comes and walks into the room, and he's like, hey man, la la la. And I'm like, hey, are you saying that because of her arm?
No.
And
no
he
joke.
literally like would normally, if this any other topic, would just laugh at me, be like, shut up, dude. But instead he like drops mouth, wide-eyed.
See that Village Pizza t-shirt in the background? I was that red. I was that red.
He looks at Tasha first, and then once she starts to laugh, he's like, oh,
man.
Oh, you're a jerk. Oh, man. She's not supposed to know. And it's like, she knows.
I hated
She
it.
knows. So anyway, that became like our thing. Like it wound up being like a super blessing for Tasha.
You didn't even get to the thing that she like wrote a chapter in her book about it.
Yeah. It wound up being such a blessing for her that someone treated her like, because she's had it always. She doesn't, that someone just treated her normal and actually like laughed about it, like the way somebody be like, hey man, you got a lot of tattoos on your arm. What's up, right on tattoo guy? So like everyone's got a thing, and I treated her normal about it, and we made jokes about it, and it like was the super big blessing for her, so we just kept it going. Like I would bite it in front of people.
No, guys,
we did photos.
listen to me.
We did like
He
photo
would.
booths, and I was like, what could
Oh,
we
it was
do to
the
like
worst.
really freak people out?
It was the worst.
I was like, break out your arm. And so I just bit it. And then she sent that photo into, how it was a trend for credit cards to like put the picture, a picture you wanted on it. So she sends it to like Chase Manhattan or whatever. And they're like, sorry. They call her and they're like, sorry, we can't put this photo in here because it's insulting to handicapped people. She's like, I'm the person. She's like, that's my arm. What's wrong with this? This is a funny photo. I put it on there on purpose. They're like, sorry, yeah. And like,
no way.
Dude, I'm serious. And so she just loved how it would just like evoke like. Anyway, it would break the ice. It would make people be like treat her normal instead of like averting their gaze or thinking like that, you know, or like always or staring at it with an intense gaze. You know, the only intense gaze I have is like my buddy Steve-O, and I was just like, that didn't come out right. But the point is that Tasha was hilarious, and so she loved a good. She loved a good thing, and it's like sometimes people have like just different things in life, and the worst thing you can do is sit there and not acknowledge it, or at least find out how they want it acknowledged, you know?
Oh my gosh.
And so, because I do have some other friends in that same situation who are not as jokey about it. So it just depends, you know? But the point is that, yeah, that was good.
It's a Monday, and I'm so glad you're here. Gosh. Coming up, we talked about this off air for a second. You got kids in like middle/high school.
Yeah.
Cell phone etiquette, not something we ever had to deal with as kids.
Right.
For us. And teachers probably having to deal with it these days. How one teacher handled it, though, I'm kind of questioning. Coming back, we're going to talk about this teacher who handled the cell phone in class. A little interesting. Parents, you definitely don't want to miss this.
I want to hear about this.
Yeah, that's on the way back.
Yeah.
Also, some 10th Avenue North and Casting Crowns. Stay with us. It's the Morning Invasion with Steve-O, Brodus, Star 88.
We all crave unconditional love, and we'll do almost anything to get it. Skip Heitzig says, no one demonstrated that kind of love better than Jesus.
He loved the worst of sinners. He loved the best of saints. He loved lepers and prostitutes, young children, older people, religious people, atheists. Jesus showed the love of God in human flesh.
Hotspot. The love of God. It is universal, but it is also very personal.
The love of Jesus Christ was tailor-made for every individual that he met. Every expression was unique. Each encounter was a one-off. It wasn't canned.
Want more from Skip? Visit connectwithskip.com for a full treasury of Skip teachings.
We are his hands reaching out to people. We are his feet going to where people are. We are his ears listening to people's hurts.
Love. It is the currency of God's economy.
It's a divine mandate to love people with the love of Christ, even those you consider to be the worst.
Hotspot.
This is a fresh thought. Listen up to Levi Lusko.
He's basically saying, cool, you want to believe there's no God? Let's play that out. Here's what that actually means for you. Under the sun, 28 times. What is the logical conclusion of if there is no God? Well, here we go. In a world where there's no God, there's also no meaning. And there can't be. That's the big idea of Ecclesiastes. We're jumping in at chapter 12, where we finally get to a sneak peek at what he actually believes. But all through the book, he's been playing tough with running with this conclusion. He's trying to be the philosopher. The word that we read was the preacher, but that's not actually the word in the Hebrew best translated, because a preacher tries to give answers. Like that's what I'm trying to do from the Bible, to give you answers. He wasn't trying to give answers. One translation calls him the teacher, but the best way to understand it would be he's actually trying to be a philosopher.
For more fresh thoughts, go to LeviLusko.com.
When the world shakes, feel my heart race. When the voices start again, or the panic's creeping in. Told the truth, so I'll wait on you tonight. Worries only wasted time. I don't wanna be afraid. be afraid anymore. I don't have to be afraid. I don't have to be afraid anymore. Oh, I don't wanna be afraid. I don't wanna be afraid anymore. No, I don't wanna be afraid. I don't wanna be afraid. I don't wanna be afraid anymore. I'm safe in your love.
Predictable resistance. Mark it down on your calendar. Your enemy will resist what God leads you to do.
Need some divine direction? Here's Craig Rochelle on a Star 88 PowerPoint.
If you're not living with a little uncertainty every now and then, you are not living by faith. And if you're not living by faith, you cannot please God. All I know is I'm being compelled by the Spirit. Spirit's prompting, certain uncertainty, predictable resistance. The third part of God's process is what I call predictable resistance. Mark it down on your calendar. Your enemy will resist what God leads you to do. This is what Paul says. All I know is I'm being prompted. I don't know what's going to happen there. I only know that in every city, the Holy Spirit warns me that prison and hardships are facing me. Prison and hardships.
Now that's a PowerPoint with Craig Rochelle on Star 88.
Make it count, leave a mark, build a name for yourself. Dream your dreams, chase your heart above all else. Make a name the world remembers. But all an empty world can sell is empty dreams. I got lost in the light, but it was up to me to make a name the world remembers. But Jesus is the only name to remember. And I don't wanna leave a legacy. I don't care if they remember me. Only Jesus. And I've only got one life to live. I'll let every second point to him. Only Jesus.
I don't care if they remember me. Only Jesus.
Hey, what's going on in the news today?
The final sprint into one of the most fiercest and most consequential midterm elections in memory.
The president making his final push with his greatest hits of attacks.
We overcame the Democrat smear campaign and confirmed the newest member of the United States Supreme Court, Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
The alleged shooter, 40-year-old Scott Bierley. Police say he walked into a hot yoga studio with a duffel bag, pulled out a gun, and just started shooting.
The major mayor and married father of 7 killed in an apparent insider attack in Afghanistan. Army National Guard Major Brent Taylor.
Severe weather threat building from Louisiana through Kentucky, following these drenching rains in New England, flooded roads outside of Boston.
Kenyan Mary Keitany dominated at the New York City Marathon, topping her closest competitor by more than 3 minutes.
Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen biopic starring Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury, took the #1 spot in its debut weekend with a $50 million haul.
We are the champions.
Oh, hey. Man. Steve-O and Brodus hanging out with you. It's the Morning Invasion. Dex is not here today. Don't worry, he's not going to be gone for like a month. He's back tomorrow. Hopefully.
Like that one time where I was substituting forever.
Dude.
And everyone was like, what's up with this guy?
Like, why didn't, at least today people are like,
what's
Brodus!
going on? Yeah.
People
It's
are still
like,
asking what's going on, but don't worry, guys.
hey, man, like everyone's allowed to call in sick or
I know.
whatever. It
But
happens.
I understand their like nervousness or hesitancy.
Right.
Because, Dex isn't here. It's one half of the Morning Invasion.
Right.
I get it.
So what's it called? Like when you have like the covert, like Black Ops, like Halo drop guys. So if you have an invasion,
yeah,
but then you have like the side strike
like
team,
the SEAL team,
yeah,
like
that's what happens when like the morning, side SEAL sideshow. That's me when I show up.
What?
Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that like. Right,
you're just trying to compare
when you
yourself to,
think
like, a
about how the
dropship
invasion is
trooper?
supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, wait a second. They had like
We're
a
missing
strike
a
team that took
general.
out the main computer.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they didn't go as we planned.
So you're Reese from Terminator. You're the guy that John Connor sent back to save his mom.
Yes.
But you're not John Connor. 'cause
Right.
Dex is John Connor.
Right.
But who am I?
You're like the one that's the what's the character that's all no fate?
Oh,
the mom.
Come on, bro.
That's
She's
you,
tougher
buddy.
than both of us together. Sarah Connor. Somebody said, wait, wasn't Dex earlier this morning? No, Magic of Radio. 6 o'clock hour, I did some best of stuff. I talked in between them, though. So I'm sorry if you missed that part. Dex is not here today. So, yeah, man.
But I'm here.
Yeah.
Turns out, so I get a call. It's literally as scientific as this.
Yeah.
Here's all the planning, like what's going
Yeah.
on.
Here's everything.
Literally, like I get a call yesterday. Hey, Dex is not feeling good. Who knows what? He has to call in for tomorrow. What are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I happen to be off. My wife is in Florida right now, handling the Cuban Missile Crisis, and so I'm here. And I was like, yeah, I'll go down.
Mm-hmm.
And so there you go.
Pretty much.
So here I am.
Here you are. And here I am trying to do
The
things
time
on the
change.
computer.
Normally, like I would be like, oh man, you know what? It takes away from the day off if I have to get up crazy early. But the time change kind of like helped that. This was like the good time change year,
Gosh,
right?
I'm so glad you're here.
Because the other time change is a rough one, dude.
Yeah, dude. This one, I
that
just
one
felt
wreaks havoc.
I felt great this morning. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. It
It's
was
not
really,
as
really
dark.
good. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah,
In
it's
fact,
nice.
I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Time Change.
Today's show is brought to you by this weekend's Time Change. Hope you like driving home from work in the dark again. See ya, sunglasses.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
These people are like pretty like glass.
We got
Their
paid for
sunglasses
that.
are half empty.
Yeah, but let's be
'Cause
real.
this is the good one.
Last night, man, it was like 5:30 p.m.
No.
and I felt like I was in a different universe.
No, it felt late, but like we live right by Sandia High School. My daughter walks to school, and so now it's like I don't have to walk with her. It's like light. It's not dark.
Yeah.
When she's going to school.
Yeah.
And which, speaking of, you had a story about
school,
about teenagers in school with cell phones.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's the thing. We didn't deal with this.
No.
We didn't have. I had a pager.
No, we passed notes.
I totally had a pager in high school.
Did you? You like?
I
Were you
was
like?
the cool
I'm blowing
kid.
up.
I was like, oh what? Oh yeah.
Whip, whip. Did you have an
Code
alphanumeric
22.
or just the one at the top with the number?
No, it was just like it had the little alphanumeric, I guess. So it'd
Yeah.
be like they'd send a 14 and then a space and then a 22 and it'd be like, oh yeah, number 22 saying hi. Everybody had a number.
Oh no! Wow.
You don't remember this?
No, I never
You
had.
weren't
I
that
grew up
cool?
at the boys' ranch. Yeah. So while you were getting pages,
Yeah, I was getting
like, I
pages.
think we have to brand the cows this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So-
So, just think of all the dumb calculator things that you guys did and
Oh,
made,
yeah,
made
yeah.
like words with calculators.
Yeah.
They would do that except with pagers and then a dash and then their number.
Oh man.
So that I knew that it was them.
Okay, so speaking of, and it's not going to be the joke you think, but speaking of, everybody needs to break out the calculators on their phone right now. Like break it out, hit the CC twice, okay? So now this is mainly an Albuquerque joke, okay? But if you go to someone, you're like, hey man, if the score was 47 times 47 times with 23 seconds left in the game, so 47 times 47 times
Yeah.
23.
Times
You'd say
23.
if the score was 47 to 47 times 23,
Yeah.
who'd win with 23 seconds left in the game? And the answer would be the Lobos. Except for if you don't have a calculator font, it doesn't look quite
Yeah, I'm
so
like,
great.
the answer's
So I had to,
50,807.
it took me forever to find an app that had like the old school digital like looking photo and it looks like Lobos. Because everyone thinks you're going to say something else. Oh, let me go. It's like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
If the score was 47 to 47 with 23 seconds left in the game,
You don't even like
who'd win?
sports. And you went to New Mexico State.
Dude, I won fantasy basketball that one year because of science, because you told me some algorithms. And I was like, oh, dude, people at work were so mad because I don't like sports.
So stupid.
What are you talking about? This is amazing. Like, that's a great
It doesn't
one.
even spell Lobos anymore
It does
because I've
spell
got like the
Lobos.
new
Yeah,
calculator
you can't
numbers.
use. I know you can't use something with a modern font. This is
Yeah,
terrible.
It's like
So I bought
it doesn't
I had
really
to
look
buy
like
an
Lobos
app.
anymore.
I had to buy an app that had like the fake digital 8, like
Yeah.
So if you have an old school calculator,
Yeah, it just doesn't look the same anymore.
no, it doesn't.
It really doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
That's old age. That's what happens with old
anyway,
age. It doesn't look the
That's
same.
who'd win, is all I'm saying. So anyway, talking about phones
Yeah,
now, who that ruined the Lobo joke, but
All right.
what happened in school?
All right, imagine this. Your child comes home from school and they're like, so probs and trubs, I was at school today and something happened. And you're like, okay, well, this sounds like a normal day.
Sure.
Well, we had a teacher today, and you know the rule, like no cell phones at school.
Right.
Here's the thing. I pulled out my cell phone because I'd already finished the test and I wasn't doing anything and I needed to
Oh, you
check
took
my
it out
email
during
real
a
quick.
test?
No, I'd already finished the test.
Yeah, but
I
other
was
people
done.
haven't.
But I took it out, just to look real quick because I was already done. And the teacher came over and grabbed my iPhone 10 because you love me so much I have the iPhone 10.
Mistake.
And walked it back up to the front and then pulled out a sledgehammer and destroyed it.
I love it.
What? Would you think about this?
No, the guy did what we
Parents.
all thought about that needs to happen. Okay, so first of all, what grade is this kid in?
This was a high school, and to be fair, this also happened in Gabon, Africa. So,
Oh my gosh.
Gabon.
Africa?
Yeah, Africa.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So he smashed it because it's an
Little
iPhone
different.
10.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
could have put a new well in the on the property. All right? Because that's about the cost ratio of that. So now you just totally validated why this isn't crazy.
No!
It's
you
like-
sell the phone on the black market and you get enough money
Dude,
to put a well
you can't,
in the school.
Look, in Africa, it's just called the market. You don't have to be like that. But the well, like an iPhone 10 costs as much as a well. So I would smash it with a hammer too.
Who knew that Dex was the one that was going to keep his job? Yeah, bro. This is what happens when you bring a cell phone to school in other countries. A teacher in Gabon, whatever, Central Africa, smashed not just one student, but a ton of cell phones with a hammer in front of them because the school has a no phones policy. So throughout the year, they'd been confiscating cell phones, and then finally they were like, hey, demonstration time. This is why you obey the rules. And smashed all of their cell phones with a sledgehammer.
That's where the administration screwed up because they should have sold all those bad boys and got maybe a couple cows or like something that would be sustainable. Anyway, that's not very green.
Imagine this story taking place here.
No, it can never take place here.
Imagine a
It can
kid.
never. Now the kids, like my kids are. Well, first off, my son doesn't have a cell phone. He just has an iPod.
Yeah.
But my daughter has a cell phone, but she knows that they're not allowed to have it on. You know,
Right.
like I have the setting on my kids' phones to where, or their devices to where, if I text, it makes a sound whether they got it on silent or not. Like it rolls through.
Really?
Yeah. So
what?
Yeah, they can't ignore me. No. If I'm messaging, guess what? You're gonna give unto Caesar. I'm Caesar.
How does that work?
There's a setting in the iPhones where you can go and say, in the restrictions, and then you go and say, this contact is allowed through as an emergency status, that anytime it comes through, even if you're on silent, it'll make the
Joey,
ring.
I need to know all of these things
dude.
as a
No,
parent.
you got to have this stuff on lock.
My kid's got a cell phone. Yesterday, I drove to the park because he wasn't answering his cell phone.
Oh, yeah,
and
dude.
it was dinner
No.
time.
Or you
Like,
send a
why
find
do I
my
pay for this?
You find my phone alert, so that makes a sound, and then the message says lost mode, and the message says, "Hey man, pick up your phone." Yeah. It's dad. Anyway, so I have to be careful. Like I don't text her during what I know is school hours because
Right.
that'll come through.
Oh, of course.
But she's not allowed to have any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But the teachers are terrified. Like the teachers are like if you were trying to be like, "Hey man, stop texting." "Oh, sorry, I was just texting our family's lawyer because we're gonna sue you." And it's like, oh my gosh, like poor teachers have to
I know.
walk on eggshells, like they can't even.
Well, go get a gig in Central Africa.
So
'cause
I think that
apparently-
anytime somebody's like, consequences, and like someone's like smashing stuff up, in front of the kids, showing them like how it needs to be.
man.
Like, hey man, I like that.
I guess they reached out to the school's deputy head teacher who sent out this video because they have a list. Strict no mobile phone rules. And one of the rules stipulates that all devices confiscated within the high school grounds will be destroyed. There are some exceptions. For example, if a student has health problems, that it was a medical emergency. They did say that a majority of the phones, not all of them, but a majority of the phones in the video had been seized, last year before. And there were students who had their phone confiscated this year as well.
And the janitor was carrying them out with that bar with the 2 buckets over her shoulders, to carry them all because there was so many. They're like, I wish there was some way we could afford having a pneumatic vacuum system here.
They said
like drive-through banks.
The intended message was to show students that the rules have to be followed. And parents hadn't complained to staff members about the radical approach. Students, of course, were frustrated that they had not been verbally informed of the rules ahead of time, that it was just like in their, they took home this packet, and basically all the rules are in there. And so kid pulls out a phone, whoop, gone.
So they
And then
kept
they're,
all the phones for
smashing
over
it.
a year.
Yeah.
Because it seems
Yeah,
like
look
you
at
should
this.
at least release it back to the parents or make the parents come and pick it up. Or you should I don't know, who knows
Dude,
what.
cell phones are not cheap.
So
I couldn't fathom that happening here.
For the longest time, here's a little life hack for you, and if you're honest about it, it's legit. You could go the deceptive route, but I found that the honest route is actually amazing. But if you lose your charger for your phone, I was always losing my iPhone charger, whatever.
Yeah.
So you just roll up to any hotel lobby, don't be like, hey man, we're with the Gideons, we want our Bibles back. Don't do that. But if you roll up to any hotel lobby and just be like, hey, Do you guys have any like iPhone chargers that have been
Wait,
orphaned
what?
for in your lost and found for over a month that are orphaned that maybe need a new home? Because I could be that loving home for them. And then they're like, oh, heck yeah, man. And they pull out this drawer with all these white plugs, and they have the ones that have been there. They date them all, you know. And so if it's been over a month, no one's come for it. You're like, I could be that new parent to that thing. And they usually take care of you.
Dude.
Life hack. Bam. What?
I didn't know that was a thing either.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Oh, we should have told my son that a week ago. He dropped it's expensive now.
Oh, yeah.
That stupid little dongle thing for your headphones. You lose that or
well, because those lightning things have a chip in it. So it's actually doing some processing. It's not like a straight up little adapter plug.
Really?
Yes, that's why it costs money.
See, I split before they
lobbies.
went lightning. I don't know any of these things.
Hotel lobbies.
Okay.
You split before they went lightning.
Yeah, before they went lightning at Apple.
You never rode the lightning?
I never rode the lightning. Gosh. Somebody said, would it have been better if the parents were the ones smashing the phones in front of the kids? I just can't. As a parent, that's never going to be a thing. I will never, ever bring
I'm
the literal
usually the
hammer
one
down.
who paid for the phone. And so I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to straight up sell this on Craigslist to some sketchy dude by the dollar movies.
Yeah.
And you're not going to have a phone.
Yeah, bro. So anyways, smashing them up. Apparently it takes place across the pond. Could never happen in America. Somebody said because lawyers. Never happen here. Everybody's too happy.
Good thing Africa doesn't have those yet. Right? Because isn't that what you're saying?
I mean, that's what they're saying.
You're supposed to play a song now.
Incredible. I am, actually. We got to take a break. Oh, man. But we do have more music on the way. We got some Phil Wickham. We got some Zach Williams. And we've got more of us. Dex is out today.
You know what? If anything, that motivates kids. Like, you don't know what you do with your future. You know what? International social advocacy and reform. That's where you need to go. Start making this world an even playing field. Get at it, kids. Break out those cell phones and look it up right now in class.
Oh, my gosh. Incredible. Quick break. Speaking of teachers, talked earlier about this. A teacher actually somehow set herself on fire during a Halloween experiment. This is real life. And I got some things to do with your leftover Halloween candy because maybe you're stuck with a bag of candy. You don't want your kids destroying their teeth and their lives. So, yeah, we'll take care of that on the way as well. Steve-O, Brodus, we're hanging out with you. It's Morning Invasion.
See ya.
This is Groundwire with Sean Dunn. Groundwire.
In a world full of hatred and hostility, love discovered is a treasure. But sometimes the love that we settle for is conditional. I will love you if, or I will love you as long as. Because of impossible conditions attached, many feel they will never find it. But whether you realize it or not, love has already found you. God loves you with a deep love that no one can adequately describe, but one selfless act proved. God's love was exhibited by Jesus Christ when he allowed himself to die a painful death in order that your sins would be forgiven and you could walk in relationship with him. This love had no strings attached. It was undeserved and often goes unappreciated. God loves you and wants you to love him in return. He's there next to you right now, and his arms are extended once again. Love is available. Isn't today a good day to reach out and receive it?
For more information or to talk to a live spiritual coach, log on to groundwire.net. Click on groundwire.net.
A Star 88 Supernova. Here's Rick Warren.
The motivation behind conviction is God loves you and wants to help you be better. The motivation behind condemnation is Satan hates your guts and wants to make you miserable. When God speaks to you about an area in your life for conviction, he's very specific. Condemnation is general, conviction is specific. God will come to you and he'll point out an area and he'll say, Rick, you were prideful just then. It's very specific. Rick, you were impatient. Or you got angry. Or you're resentful. Or you're jealous. Or you lied just now, or you exaggerated, or whatever. He will give you a very specific area of your life, point out an area that's out of whack. And then he gives you a solution. You confess it, you admit it, you say, God, I admit it, I was wrong, please help me change, and bingo, the conviction feeling leaves instantly.
Catch Rick Warren's Daily Hope on KAKT 107.1 weekdays at 7:30 a.m. Star 88, a bright blowtorch of a radio station broadcasting from Sandia Crest, like our hair is on fire.
Who breaks the power of sin and darkness? Whose love is mighty and so much stronger? The King of glory, the King above all kings. Who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder and leaves us breathless in awe and wonder? The King of glory, the King above all kings. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place. That you would bear my cross. You laid down your life. That I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Who brings our chaos back into order? Who makes the orphan a son and daughter? The King of glory, the King of glory, who rules the nations with truth and justice, shines like the sun in all of its brilliance. The King of glory, the King above all kings. Yeah, this is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place. That you would bear my cross. You laid down your life. That I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy, worthy, worthy. Oh, this is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place. That you would bear my cross. You laid down your life. That I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. All that you've done for What will it be like when my pain is gone and all the worries of this world just fade away? What will it be like when you call my name in that moment when I see you face to face? I'm waiting my whole life hear that sound? All of heaven's angels crying out, singing holy, holy, holy are you, Lord. Singing holy,
This is KLYT Albuquerque, Santa Fe. Rebroadcast on KKCJ Cannon Air Force Base, KPKJ Mintmore, K201CC Las Cruces, K203EZ Alamogordo, K207CQ Gallup, K211CW Hobbs, K212EH Silver City, K214DE Antonito, K218AK Artesia, K250AB Roswell, K293AO Alamosa, K228DQ Portales, in the free app for iOS and Android, and online at star88.fm.
For so long I carried the weight of my past, crippled by burdens like stones on my back. I thought I had fallen too far from your grace, but you came and showed me the way. When I was lost, so searching, you were the ground beneath my feet. When I was a blind man begging, you were the eyes so I could see. When the smoke was rising up, you were the air that I could breathe. You gave me hope, you gave me something to believe. Now I'm alive and born again, rescued from the grip of sin. God, your love came crashing in and pulled me out of the fire. I'm a survivor. Now all I can see are the fields of your grace. Wherever I run, you're leading the way. You shook the shackles off my feet. I found redemption on my knees. You gave me hope, you gave me something to believe. Now I'm alive and born again, rescued from the grip of sin. God, your love came crashing in and pulled me out of the fire. I'm a survivor. Oh, I'm a my God, you're my fighter. You make me a survivor. You're my God, you're my fighter. You make me now I'm alive and born again, rescued from
Invasion with Dex and Steve-O on Star 88.
I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. Ooh, oh, you say I'm loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours. And I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe the only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. In you I find my worth, in you I find my identity. Ooh, oh, you say I'm loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I'm weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. When I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours. And I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. Oh, I believe. Taking all I have and now I'm laying it at your feet. You'll have every failure, God. You'll have every victory. Ooh, you say I'm loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. You say I am held when I am falling short. When I don't belong, oh, you say I'm yours. And I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe, oh, I believe, yes, I believe what you say of me. I
Lauren Daigle, you say, right here on Star 88. You know, she's been in the news quite a bit lately. Made her debut on the Ellen DeGeneres Show on October 24th, got a little flack for it, and came back this week with an answer to those people. She said, I think the second we start drawing lines around which people are able to be approached and which aren't, we've already completely missed the heart of God. She said that during a recent interview with Way FM Radio. She also said, I don't have all the answers in life, and I'm definitely not going to act like I do. But the one thing that I know for sure is I can't choose who I'm supposed to be kind to and who I'm supposed to show love to and who I'm not, because that's the mission, right? Be who Christ was to everyone. Star 88, stay with us.
The switches are thrown, the signals are given, and we welcome
The Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I loves me some Lauren Daigle. I love it. She's
That's
good.
cool.
She's good, bro. She's good.
She's really good.
She's making her Fallon debut as well. She talked about Jimmy Fallon and wanting to like slide across the desk. That's her jam.
So she's just got.
She's like a true dog.
That's cool, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
It is the Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O. Dex is away this morning, so I got my boy Brodus hanging out with me.
What is up, my bro?
Welcome to the show. It's good to have you here.
Oh, we've been having a
Needed
pretty
you.
good time.
I know, man.
Probably like too good.
Yeah,
but
if
it's
you've
been
missed
awesome.
any of it, you got to go back, catch the show on demand. It's available at star88.fm. Of course, we're up at youtube.com/star88fm.
Although Facebook
as
bumped
well.
us off, yeah?
Yeah, bro.
What's
Listen,
up with that?
FB, we are a radio station. We can do
That's
this
what I say when I'm mad.
legally.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, FB?
What's up, FB? You want to be MySpace? You want to go the way of look how it worked out for them? It's like you next.
I mean, MySpace. I can't even talk this morning.
That was a
Timberlake
rough scene.
tried to resurrect it, and did it do anything?
No.
Did it do anything?
No.
I don't think so. Yeah.
No, MySpace. The only good thing MySpace ever did for anyone was help the manufacturers that make the little CPU fans for your
Yeah.
thing, because the Flash plugin would run so hard on every ad on there.
Yeah.
That everyone's computers, when they hit it, would be like, you know, and the fans would start blowing all hard.
See, Timberlake, this is why you don't. You're trying to do a good thing, and it doesn't always work out. Case in point, maybe you're trying to donate something to Goodwill, something you need. You know that the world needs it.
What is it?
What is it? Maybe they're not ready for it.
What could this be?
Well, this last Thursday, shocking discovery at the Goodwill Industries of Fort Worth, the sorting center. They're going around, they're getting everything together, and you know, a yellow python.
Like they donate it. They don't take live animals. Isn't that against policy?
Like a giant yellow python,
like a live.
A
or
boa
stuffed?
constrictor, an albino boa constrictor snake, probably topping the list in Texas right now for the weirdest donation they received last week.
Wow.
Yeah. Sassy Rogers. That's her name. Tassie, not Sassy. I can read. I am a grown-up. Tassie Rogers,
Tassie.
even better. It's way better. She works in donation processing. She said, I was tipping the machine, and when I brought the bin back, the snake was hanging over the edge. A little freaked out and thinking, this has got to be real, right? This can't be fake. And sure enough, the snake was very much real. And now in the care of the Goodwill staff until the rightful owner can be located. So, yeah.
Oh, they think that maybe donate a bunch of stuff and his snake had gotten into the box.
Possibly
and he
by
probably
accident.
Donated.
Yeah, donated stuff
Because it
to
seems like a
Goodwill.
big old snake. It seems like you would like.
Giant snake.
Yeah.
No one. Yeah.
Wow.
It didn't like slither its way into the sorting center.
So
it was
Tassie,
like dropped off.
Like I want to know a little bit more about Tassie. Like did she like what was her did she scream and freak out or was she like she's like nobody hassled the tassel. Like who knows? Like did she have like a cool phrase?
Oh man.
Did she tell the snake like, you know, was she like kiss my grits?
Because Fort Worth? Or because her name's Tassie?
I don't know.
Goodwill assistant manager James Murphy, which is way more boring than Tassie.
That's true.
Said, I just don't know what the context is of how the snake got to us. There are multiple steps the snake has to take to get here.
Well, first off, snake doesn't take steps.
Yeah.
It slithers its way into situations. And we all have a friend like that.
I see what you did there. Yeah, they said, I don't know if somebody dropped it off maliciously. Maybe they wanted to get rid of it. Weren't quite sure how. Maybe it was wanting to get warm. So it was in a pile of clothes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they were like, hey, here's a box with the snake. It was step one, cut a hole in the box. 2, they put
So the snake. Wait, so the box doesn't. Now wait, the snake. I mean, doesn't. I'm gonna hit you. Here's the thing. I don't know much about snakes.
Yeah.
But I would assume that a huge, big old snake like that costs some money.
Right.
So I would doubt that it would be maliciously
exactly
left.
Live line's actually blowing up. 505-585.
It's not like the rattlers that show up in Fort Hills all the time, like on Darren and Robin's like Instagram feed.
Right? Yeah.
They moved up there.
No, this is an
Their
albino
kids can't play in the backyard.
boa
'cause there's-
constrictor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people are freaking out saying, I would love to have one of these. I'm on my way to Goodwill now. Yeah, no, it's in Fort Worth. I don't think so. So somebody said, weird because pythons are so lucrative for thrifted flips, man. Just
Thrifted flips?
Lucrative, bro.
Thrifted flips. Is that like when you find cool things and curate them and then sell them on eBay or
I
something?
need to do this with my couch. Did I ever tell you the story of my couch? I got like a $14 couch. Turns out it was like a Restoration Hardware couch that's got a serial number $4,000. I'll never get rid of that couch.
Nobody really buys other people's couches.
No,
unless
that's
you're a
actually
college
exactly
kid.
what I did
No,
at Goodwill.
Okay, so first of all, you were like, yeah, I'll take this $14 couch.
Yeah.
It doesn't have issues.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I'm sure there's nothing like growing in it. Like a $14 couch.
Yeah.
If you're not in IKEA, I'd be like sketched.
Yeah. But it was like a down feather couch. It was
Yeah.
like, this is a nice
Yeah,
couch.
so also called a bacteria breeding. It's like
Which is weird,
It's
yeah.
like the gaming reserve.
I don't know why I'm like
it's
bragging
the
on
Bosque
this.
Del. Yeah.
My kids can't step foot in. Like if a friend has a birthday party for their kid and it's at Chuck E. Cheese or one of those places, I'm
No,
like,
they can't
you
go.
obviously hate me.
Yeah.
Why would you do
They
that to
can't
me?
go into the bacteria ball pit.
Ever.
Yeah.
So anyway.
That's why. I mean, it's not why, but that's why I'm glad they closed down the beach.
What?
Yeah, man, because they had the lazy river, right? And that was like the whole city was floating in that. Just their nethers.
Yeah.
Just soaking and marinating in this thing, the whole city. I'm like, this is not a good scene, bro. It's like, I'm not falling out of that inner tube
Yeah.
anytime soon.
It was called the Lazy River.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Anyways.
Somebody said that sounds like a TLC show, Thrifted Flips with Joey Belville. Thrifted Flips! Let's
Thrifted
do
Flips.
it, man.
Thrifted flips.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? This looks like a piece of trash. We could probably sell it.
I mean, that's kind of where we're at this point in our culture. So, yeah.
And I'm always into like entrepreneurial ideas. I have so many like great business names and taglines.
Yeah.
With zero follow through. Like I'm just vision guy, but I'm not action guy. Like I'm the guy who can give you a great idea, but you have to take it and make it happen because I have no idea what to do after that.
You seriously talked me into wanting to do a podcast. You brought me all the gear, and then you like sold me on how it was going to be the best thing I'll ever do.
You didn't even try it though.
I know, and then I didn't do it. Like, because I'm also that guy that was like, yes, this is the best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, no, I have great ideas.
Yeah, I know.
Like I tried to pitch some things to like the hospital because I work there.
Yeah,
they never go for it. I'm like, hey man, we could have like abracadaver, right? Like a morgue surfaces for the do-it-yourselfer, right? So you'd have like, and then my friend Matt Carlson was asking me last night. He's like, well, are you allowed to bury someone? I'm like, well, do you have rights to the water table? Do you have a well? Because if you own a well and you have rights to a well, you could potentially throw anything in that well.
What?
But anyway, the point is that like this. But anyway, that idea got rejected. So whatever. Wow. I think there's some legalities and maybe ethical things that I wasn't taking into. They don't look good on a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Is all I can say.
Yeah.
When you bullet point that stuff, it doesn't look so good.
Wow.
But so I'm still working. I'm a work in progress.
All right.
I'm a journey.
I'll accept it.
I'm a human journey.
So we've been telling like some weird kind of creepy out there stories. And you mentioned the idea of being an entrepreneur because everybody's out for themselves, and so wanting to
That's not why I said being an entrepreneur.
Not you, but everybody's like, I got to make a buck.
Oh yeah.
We need like a good news story. So I got one this morning that maybe just has nothing to do with self. In fact, it's pretty selfless.
Okay, I'm into this.
Donut City.
All right.
It's the name of a donut shop.
And who's the mayor?
Well, the owner is John Chan.
Okay.
He is the mayor of Donut City and the owner of said shop. And recently, he's been dealing with his ailing wife.
Okay.
Hasn't been feeling well. So he's had to kind of take some time off. His wife, Stella, they've owned Donut City and Seal Beach for 3 decades.
All right.
The couple came to Orange County as refugees from Cambodia in 1979, and since then they worked side by side every single morning to serve donuts at the PCH shop.
Nice.
Until recently.
Right.
Yeah.
Pacificus.
I guess apparently Stella took ill, and customers came in, and Mr. President's behind the counter. They were shocked. She suffered an aneurysm. She was too weak and in rehab, so she couldn't exactly take care of the counter herself.
Right.
And poor John, dude, he just wants to hang out with his wife.
Yeah.
They've been doing this for 3 decades. So I guess a customer found out like the situation and said, we got to do something about this. These guys have been in the community for 30 years.
Right.
So they went to him and said, we're going to set up a GoFundMe for you guys. We want you to thrive. We want you to succeed. And John said, thank you so much for the offer. No.
Okay.
Can't take your money. Won't do it.
Wow.
Simple businessman. I just want more time with my wife. So, unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to close the donut shop. And that's when everybody said,
no.
I loves me some donuts.
Nice. So,
apparently, John rushed home every day to be with her as soon as the shop sells out of donuts. So as long as there's donuts in the shop, homie's going to stay behind the counter because he's got to make that money for his wife. Business is business.
I see where this is going.
So, since he wouldn't accept their money, he wouldn't accept their GoFundMe, the customers took to the streets and said, all right, guys, this guy won't leave his donut shop until every donut has sold out.
Wow.
So every day
in the morning,
customers show up when it opens and buy out every single donut.
Wow.
So he can leave and go take care of his ailing wife.
That is good. That's a good story, dude.
I know.
Yeah, I love it. We need to hear some more stories of people doing the right thing.
Do not tell me there are not good people in the communities.
Do not tell me that you only told that story so you could say "do not tell me." Please tell me that was not a setup for that. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. One of the customers who actually bought out an entire day's worth of donuts said, it's a blessing, really. We need more people like this to just help everybody out in whatever need they have. So I guess the customers spread the word on newsletters by word of mouth. They started taking out ads and asked everybody buying donuts to buy a dozen at a time from this place.
Nice.
And so they sell out every morning right when he opens so he can go home and spend time with his wife.
That's cool, man.
I love that story.
That is awesome.
Also,
yeah, that makes me happy.
Shout out to the donut shop owner who's like, "No, man, I don't want to take your money. I've been doing this for 30 years with my wife. I'll just, as soon as the donuts are gone, I'm just gonna scoot home to be with her."
Yeah.
Incredible. It worked out for everybody. Anyway, it's a good story.
That's a really good. All right, it's a really, really good one.
We gotta take a quick break. Yeah. It is the morning invasion.
Donuts on parade.
Steve-O.
Go buy me some. Go buy me some.
Coming back, some Jeremy Camp, some Mercy Me.
And the afters.
Stay with us.
What's funny about the afters is that they were also played before.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch that.
Okay.
Out, I think. I mean, it is sing along to every song, and how else are you gonna know the lyrics if you haven't heard it 43
enough to
times?
memorize it?
Booyah! We're just helping
We're
you out on
working
your
on that
Monday.
day
That's
rotation.
right.
Sorry.
That's right. Stay with us.
Every breath counts, especially for the more than 334,000 New Mexican residents living with a lung disease such as lung cancer, asthma, or COPD. Join the fight and walk with the American Lung Association at the Albuquerque Lung Force Walk Saturday morning, November 10th at 9 a.m. at the Hoffmantown Church. Enjoy family-friendly activities, lung health education, and inspiring stories of hope. Together, we'll raise funds and awareness for lung disease research, education, and advocacy. The dollars raised can help researchers develop better early detection methods, treatments, and ultimately cures. Create a team with your friends, family, and coworkers and show those with lung disease that they're not alone. Help end lung disease and support those who deserve a fighting chance. Register at lungforce.org/walk or call 1-800-LUNG-USA. Part of Mission New Mexico, sponsored by TLC Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, KNKT 107.1 FM, and Star 88.
Skip Heitzig has this hot spot about atheism.
Atheists have good questions. Make sure that you have good answers for them.
Hotspot. We shouldn't talk at unbelievers. We should talk with them.
You see, the world is like a living, dynamic courtroom. People are always, on a daily basis, deciding to receive Christ, to inquire about Christ, move a little closer to that position, or to reject it.
Find a treasury of messages by Skip at connectwithskip.com. Now, Skip reminds us,
you can win the argument and lose the soul. Then you've lost it all. Listen, we need to engage their minds while praying for their souls.
Here's a thought. Add the Skip Heitzig app to your Apple TV. Here's a closing.
When you feel intimidated by an unbeliever, you need to recognize three things. Your inadequacy, God's sovereignty, and recognize their necessity.
Hotspot.
Though I walk through the valley of the shadow, and I stand face to face with the enemy, I will know that I am not forsaken. You surround me when the fire's at my feet. You're my defender. You fight for me. I will remember. You're all I need. You are my healer, my remedy against the power of the unknown. And I will not stand alone, 'cause you're my defender. I can see you when the night is closing in, and I will trust you when it seems that there's no hope. Oh, and I hold tight to the promise you have given, 'cause this I know, and I am confident. You're my defender. You fight for me. I will remember. You're all I need. You are my healer, my remedy against the power of the unknown. And I will not stand alone, 'cause you're my defender. You're my defender. I'm saved by the blood. I'm saved by the blood of Jesus. Saved by the blood. I'm saved by the blood of Jesus. Saved by the blood. And I'm saved by the blood of Jesus. Saved by the blood. And I'm saved 'cause you're my defender. You fight for me. And I will remember. You're all I need. You are my healer, my remedy against the power of
Ben Corson considers fear with a Star 88 PowerPoint.
Jesus not only promises life after death, he promises life before death. You get to live abundantly before you die. And you have passed, past tense, from death into life if you believe on who? Him who had sent me. If you believe on my Father who sent me, you have passed from death into life. And Jesus said also that if you die, you will live again. That's why YOLO is an awesome phrase, but it's not theologically accurate. I like that idea, but it's not true theologically. According to the Bible, you live twice. Jesus says, though you die, you will live again. You cannot be destroyed, just like energy, because you're a soul more than the sum of your knowable parts. And if you believe on him who had sent me, verily, verily, I say unto you, you have passed from death into life. And you know what? When you believe that God is love, you're going to believe that he created you not to just destroy you one day. He created you to live forever. You're an eternal, immortal being.
That's Ben Corson, a PowerPoint on Star 88.
It's so unusual, it's frightening. You see right through the mess inside me, and you call me out to pull me in. You tell me I can start again, and I don't need to keep on hiding. I'm fully known and loved by you. You won't let go, no matter what I do. And it's not one or the other. It's hard truth and ridiculous grace to be known, fully known and loved by you. I'm fully known and loved by you. It's so like you to keep pursuing. It's so like me to go astray. Ooh, but you guard my heart with your truth, the kind of love that's bulletproof. And I surrender to your kindness. Oh, I'm fully known and loved by you. You won't let go, no matter what I do. And it's not one or the other. It's hard truth and ridiculous grace to be known, fully known and loved by you. I'm fully known and loved by you. How real, how wide, how rich, how high is your heart? I cannot find the reasons why you'd give me so much. How real, how wide, how rich, how high is your heart? Now I cannot find the reasons why you give me so much. I'm fully known and loved by you. You won't let go, no, you won't let go, no matter what I do. It's not one or the other. It's hard truth and ridiculous grace to be known, fully known and loved by you. I'm fully known and loved by you. It's so unusual, it's frightening. I'm fully known and loved by you.
What's going on in the news today?
The final sprint into one of the most fiercest and most consequential midterm elections in memory.
The president making his final push with his greatest hits of attacks.
We overcame the Democrat smear campaign and confirmed the newest member of the United States Supreme Court, Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
The alleged shooter, 40-year-old Scott Bierley. Police say he walked into a hot yoga studio with a duffel bag, pulled out a gun, and just started shooting.
The major mayor and married father of 7 killed in an apparent insider attack in Afghanistan. Army National Guard Major Brent Taylor.
Severe weather threat building from Louisiana through Kentucky, following these drenching rains in New England, flooded roads outside of Boston.
Kenyan Mary Keitany dominated at the New York City Marathon, topping her closest competitor by more than 3 minutes.
Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen biopic starring Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury, took the #1 spot in its debut weekend with a $50 million haul.
Good morning. The Morning Invasion with Dex and Stevo. Dex not here today. Hopefully back tomorrow. Pray for that guy. It is Monday.
What are you doing, dude?
Brodus hanging out.
Oh, yes.
Dude, it's good to have you in
The
here.
JoJo is here.
I love it. I love how it worked out.
Yep, it did work out. I am going to have to roll soon, though, but
It's fine.
We're here towards the home stretch.
Yeah, we are.
We
are. It's how we do. It's how we do. You can join us on YouTube, youtube.com/star88fm. Apologies to everybody who likes to join us on Facebook because
they get weird about the music we play, even though we have like the full legal license to do that.
Yeah.
They treat it like, oh, you're playing copyrighted.
And then they
It's like,
just
yeah,
close
we
it down.
do. We're
And
a
we're like,
radio
well, cool,
station.
bro, especially now because we're playing a little more music. You may have noticed. And so it does not enjoy this new gig. So it gets shut down too long. I know. But we're here. We're hanging out. Dude, so you may have noticed that a few days ago there was this event. It's called Halloween. What'd you guys do for Halloween?
Man, you know what, dude? This was like non-event. Like it was like, well, first off, my street, like the one street light on my whole street is in front of my house.
Yeah.
But otherwise it's all like dark. It looks all just sketchy, even though it's not. So no one ever comes down our street to trick or treat.
Oh.
But you know, I don't know. Maybe because the kids are older, whatever. Like we didn't do anything.
This makes me sad.
Like anything.
See, that must be it because Brody, 5, so he's like,
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
He wants to.
Yeah.
Luke's still he won his Venom. He's still in the candy game.
Right.
But
we just basically like look up old costumes and just try to like Julian like literally puts zero effort into it. It's like, how can I make a costume that just I can get some candy because that'll be lit. and so he finds like some old styrofoam like mannequin head, that you put like a wig on or something, and he just kind of like attaches it to the side of himself in a hoodie, so he's got 2 heads, and he's like, "Hey,
I got
what's up?
2 heads.
I'm Julian." Yeah, it's like, dude, it doesn't look like you have 2 heads. That one's all white, and it's like, looks. I mean, your other head's all white too, but you know what I'm saying? Like this other one looks like the guy who was chasing him in Legend, right? And so, and I Am Legend, not Legend, but anyway, whatever. So, but he gets a bunch of candy, and of course, I didn't even snap to it, right? Because he had it like stashed in his room, and he like ate most all of it like yesterday.
I had to throw down like the rules, but when we got home,
yeah, we
'cause it was
used
like,
to,
hey,
but nobody really did it except for him. So he we normally put all the candy up on top of the fridge, and then we would dole it out in like little things, right? But no, and so I went into his room yesterday, and I'm like, "Why aren't you eating dinner?" And he's like, right? Because he had a stinking like Fortnite fiesta of candy like that he had eaten all through. And I'm like, he's got a big old stomach ache. And I'm like, dude, oh my gosh. And of course, Heidi's out of town, right? So I'm like the father that the father nobody wanted. Is that what that's not the right word. That makes it sound sorry for me. I look all like just the neglectful. Anyway, I finally locked it down.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Brody's candy, we had Luke's candy, and there's a lot of it. It's like, we can't do this. We're trying to be all, Christy's on keto, and everybody's trying to be fit. And so I found a list. Maybe you're in this situation. You've got tons of candy. You don't necessarily want them to eat it all right away.
Right.
Or maybe just not eat it all together.
Right.
I got a list, bro.
Of like steps to things you can do? Of like
things
tips?
to do with your leftover Halloween candy. It may sound weird, but eating the candy isn't the only thing you can do with it.
Well, all right.
This
Like
according to
what?
parenting.com.
Okay.
Some of them are kind of ridiculous, like freeze it. Throughout the year, you can add it to milkshakes, sundaes, ice cream, cookie dough.
Nope.
Know what I'm saying?
Would not
No?
work. No,
Like a
because my
like-
lady loves freezing the candy in general, like all the chocolate bars.
Oh, really?
She won't have like a Reese's or whatever unless it's been in the freezer. She likes so that is like the go-to
Wait,
place
really?
for candy. Yeah, she loves like frozen chocolate. Any candy bar she throws in the freezer.
Now I'm going to have to try this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would not work. And matter of fact, that's the fast track to getting the candy consumed. Maybe by a different household member,
Maybe?
but still.
Dude, this sounds amazing. It's still going to be consumed just differently. Bake it into cakes.
Whoa.
Peanut butter cups were a big thing this year. A fun-sized Snickers, maybe. Why
Okay.
not top it off on a cake, make cupcakes, or brownies with them in the center? That sounds so good.
See, here's the part about this, though. It's like you're still eating the candy. Matter of fact, you made
Don't
it bigger.
ruin this for me.
You like made it. You put it in a bigger sweet thing.
All right.
And
How about this? You
okay.
want to pretend like you're healthy then, since
Okay.
you don't want to eat
I'm
my
not trying to
brownies, bro?
pretend. Yeah.
You don't eat my brownies, bro?
Yeah, I definitely don't want to eat your brownies. My glaucoma's all good. Just kidding.
DIY trail mix. Grab all them bags, the little candy, like M&Ms and whatever, the
Yeah.
little snackies that you want.
Yeah.
Add some pretzels, some nuts, some dried fruit maybe. Make some DIY trail mix so you think you're doing something healthy.
Oh, kind of like workout, like yoga
Sure.
pants.
Why
Like-
not?
Like leggings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm
Squeeze
working
into
out.
those
like
bad
J-Lo
boys.
jumpsuits.
Did you just call them J-Lo
Yeah,
jumpsuits?
J-Lo jumpsuits. It's
I like that.
when you see like ladies in like running pants. It's like, were you running before here you got to Target or like
Yeah,
when is
running
the-
from the truth that you shouldn't wear those.
Okay.
How about this one? Bring it to the Thanksgiving table. Back in the day, yams with marshmallows. How about yams with candy corn? No, don't.
That
don't.
could
okay.
maybe.
That's so gross.
That could maybe.
That
work.
one's gross.
Candy corn is
Calling
like the
you
one
out,
I never
Parenting
really
Magazine.
liked. Yeah.
How about this for all you older people who enjoy a nice fine wine?
Or a very true to form, historically accurate communion.
Yeah, that's right. Chocolate, caramel, the nuttiness of Snickers apparently goes great with a port. Or like a Twix goes
I
well
thought you
with...
meant like the line that they put in you whenever you have like, whenever your like gallbladder's going bad or something.
No, bro, a port,
Yeah,
like
that's
where
called
the
a port.
ships dock in London.
Oh.
At the
okay.
Port of Wales.
I have a port. They say I'm portly. I don't think they're talking about the same thing, but I think whale does come into the equation.
How about this one?
Okay.
You know what the main
You just told me to do this today.
I just saw. I'm just reading it. And I'm going.
Steve-O's like, you want some
him
coffee?
This morning.
And I was like, yeah.
I drink black coffee. That's it.
I was like, do you have any like stuff to sweeten it up? He's like, no, just black coffee. But here's this old York peppermint patty. You could throw it in the bottom of it.
Yes, dude.
And I was like,
then
oh,
rock
man.
the Keurig with that.
And so that's what they're talking about
yeah,
there.
put chocolates into your coffee. Makes for a quick and easy mocha. Apparently, I know what I'm talking
That
about.
was, yeah, I acknowledge
It's
it
like
as
a
a good
peppermint
idea
mocha.
when you said it.
York
Yes.
peppermint patty with a Starbucks holiday blend K-cup. I'm doing that after the show. And then I'm gonna get sick because that sounds disgusting. Actually, I drink black only.
Me too. Not really.
Sounds boring.
You're the one who called me out. Like remember when Starbucks was. This is gonna date us, but
yeah.
Remember when Starbucks was like, or like having a coffee shop anywhere, like drinking coffee became this like crazy trend that's now a little bit more back to like functionality, kind of like utility.
Hopefully.
But I mean, it was like a big deal to drink coffee at night. Like everyone was going like having espressos at night and everything because coffee shops were like the rage. And I wanted to be like the coffee guy so bad.
He tried, guys.
I was like, I'll take like a double latte, blah, blah. And so, but I would like, I love coffee. And then Steve-O's there looking at me while I'm putting like half and half and some sugar or sweetener in it. And he's like, just looks at me with this disgust. And he's like, Brodus, you don't like coffee. I'm like, what are you talking about? I love coffee. He's like,
Love
no,
it.
you like hot chocolate.
I had to
and
say
all of
it.
a sudden this like, this like, the truth was like, I couldn't even ignore it. I was like, oh my gosh, he's
You
right.
do. You
I
like
like
hot
hot chocolate.
Yeah.
So, That's why I keep trying to make my coffee taste like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That was a brilliant deduction, Watson.
Speaking of brilliant deductions, how about this one? Save it for Christmas and wrap some presents with it.
Ooh.
You could garnish the boxes or decorate them with some of this candy. Little gift bags in lieu of tissue paper. Put it inside coffee mugs or other little cheapy gifts that you're giving a coworker.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I like that one. This one's boring. Candy and Dixie cups. Cover it with tissue. On the tissue, write the numbers 1 to 30. And make an advent calendar for November. That's dumb.
What?
I don't know. Parenting magazine. I'm sorry.
That's a little too crafty.
Use it as a learning tool. Let kids practice counting and do their math homework with Reese's Peanut Butter Cups or Hershey's Kisses. Get out of here.
Well, that's
Parenting
better
magazine.
than punishing him by writing Bible verses.
That's true.
That's a great way to
Oh,
make
gosh.
them despise the living word.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, write this 20 times. You'll love the Lord later.
My kids might like this. They go to nerd school,
Okay.
the Albuquerque Institute for Mathematics and Science. Kimberly Crandall, she's a mom of 3 with an aeronautical engineering degree, came up with 10 ways to turn leftover candy into a learning experience. So you can check out her website, science20.com, where she comes up with different science experiments with Halloween candy. I kind of dig that.
Sort of.
Right? I mean, come on.
No, I mean, I dig science.
Yeah.
But moms don't like science.
Yeah.
In general.
Um,
They want their kids to become scientists, but they don't believe it if it's science.
Maybe if you don't want to eat all the Halloween candy, you can save it and use it next year for a Halloween wreath, because that's creepy. You can make Christmas ornaments out of it. Maybe spice up your gingerbread house with it. Use the wrappers for Christmas cards, and this is terrible.
Yeah, dude, because first off, if it's over a year old candy, then it's like there's a sketchy thing of if it's sitting out on a wreath, you're going to have everyone that looks at it's going to run the question through their mind like,
can I eat
if I wanted to like grab a bite of this, like, is this edible? You know?
How about this one? Brody's birthday's coming up in a couple weeks. I could totally use this. Maybe you're feeling cheap and you don't want to have to like exhaust all of your income just trying to make your kid's birthday party fun. Use it for the next piñata. We live in New Mexico.
Yes.
We got so much candy.
Piñatas, bro.
Are you kidding me?
That's what I'm talking about.
Although Brody, when he was a kid, we got him a Spider-Man piñata because Jack and Luke, they love piñatas, and he couldn't hit it. He wouldn't do it.
Yeah, because it was shaped like a human,
It was,
maybe. I mean,
whatever. The other two had
beating
no
paper mache
problem.
animals
No
is way
problem.
more, you know, the
couldn't beat
ultimate
up
humane
Spider-Man.
thing is to it not beat up
He
humans.
loved Spider-Man. He
Yeah,
would
no, that
not
makes
hit
sense.
Spidey, so which is great.
So the piñata backfired.
Other options, easy ones like bring it to the office. It'll definitely disappear in
That's
no
true.
time.
That's true.
Send it overseas. There's groups like Operation Shoebox, which supports the troops that will gladly take your candy
yeah.
donation.
There you
If you
go.
don't want it, that's a good way.
That's cool.
Let your kids make a care package. Send it to the grandparents who shouldn't be eating candy because they don't have teeth.
Yeah. Well, you send them all the sugar-free chocolates.
I like that.
That'll keep everything regular.
Yeah. The biggest one on the list was being honest with yourself and just eating it because you know that's actually what you're going to do because ain't nobody going to be crafty enough to do any of these things we just mentioned.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I resonate with that.
I like Operation Shoebox, though. That's really
That's a cool one.
That's for real. That supports the troops. It's a really rad nonprofit. And so if you've got candy that you're not going to eat or you want to, like, tell your kids about a cool thing that's
Isn't
happening.
that what, like, Kimmel and those dudes do whenever they do those Halloween pranks? Like, they do it.
I hate those.
I love those.
Man, Dex and I got
love
into a
them.
scuffle over this. He loves, like, those, like,
Yeah.
fail hurt videos and these sad videos where it's like,
Yeah.
I can't break my kid's trust, dude.
Break their trust.
Yeah.
No, but
You,
you
like,
come
lie
clean
to
right
them.
there in the moment. It's like a test. It's a test. It's not that you're. It's not even. It's like you know. It's kind of like a not a Job scenario, but what's his name? Who was
Abraham.
Abraham, bro. Like that
Where
kind
he
of didn't.
took his kid onto the mountain to
Was told to
murder
do.
him.
Was told to do it, but then at the last minute. So how did that work? Does anyone ever say, "Hey, Lord, you were lying"?
Right.
Right? No, he had a change of heart.
I love
at the
how you
last
took
minute.
this biblical.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
I love it.
I never really thought about that though. How I would be like, "Oh, you got me, Lord. Good one." Like that's a rough one. That's a rough scene. But that's all Old Testament. You know, there's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
going down in there I didn't understand. Not like the New Testament that I totally have figured
You
out.
totally got that one figured out.
Like Revelation, easy.
Bro, don't even get me started.
Like I didn't even need to, you know what? I left behind. That's how it's going down.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
Oh man, did we do it? Did we get
I think
through
we made it.
We made it. We made it. You made it. Thanks for helping me this
Oh,
morning,
dude, it's my pleasure, bro.
I know you got to make off on your Monday. Make out on your Monday?
Not today.
Not today.
Ladies in Florida.
Wife's in Florida.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for being here,
Dude,
brothers.
you are very welcome.
If you-
Anytime, my bro.
Of course. You missed any
Anytime.
part of the show. It'll
This-
be available on demand.
This radio show came up, as a matter of fact, on Saturday morning. I was working a My Chart event for Presbyterian.
Yeah.
And one of the other people working with it came up. She's like, "Are you?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "I heard this. Were you the guy? I heard the thing about your sister."
Oh.
And I was like, "Yeah, that was me." They're like, and they're like, "Oh." And still, the story of my sister comes up in my life
It's
all
a
the time.
good story, bro.
Especially when I'm talking to my sister, it comes up. And so she's coming out for Christmas this year.
Yes!
But, man, just a little update on that. Yes, we're still in touch. She's amazing.
That's cool, man.
She's actually looking at property out here for retiring.
No way!
So I might have, like, my sister here for the long haul,
Oh,
which would
dude.
be the dopest.
That would be huge.
Oh, my gosh. It's amazing.
Oh, man.
She's the freshest, dude, and she's hilarious, and she's awesome. Yeah. And again, I thank the station for that.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
There it is. All right. That's it for us. We're out tomorrow. Deck's back? Yes. We'll find out. We'll find out eventually at some point
you know,
today.
dude, if you're
I'll
sick, you
update
never
you
know.
guys. I
Yeah.
know. You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
So there you go. Until tomorrow, we'll see you guys. It's Morning
Peace
Invasion.
out.
Brodus.
Peace
Thanks,
off.
man.
Tony Evans. This is a Star 88 Supernova.
When you transition from time to eternity,